Doing okay.
Yeah.
Hanging in there. It's like the longest tail end of this cold, like pretty darn sure I'm not contagious at this point. It's
but you've been
like
really
2
dealing.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's usually my drill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been rough. And on top of it, we had a lot of snow, and the snow was great. It was just that it was really heavy snow.
Yeah.
So it has been a very destructive storm. I think probably the most destructive storm I've seen since moving here.
Yeah, the weight of the snow, the power outages, and we were sort of at the epicenter. Like all of Vermont, a lot of New England got hit by it, but our specific area, Windsor County, got completely nailed. We still don't have power. You have power.
No,
you don't either. Yeah,
we don't have
not
power,
good.
And we made the mistake of, we recently got an e-car, which was really exciting for us, but we do have a backup battery that usually will see us through when we have power outages.
Yeah.
We made the mistake of keeping the electric car plugged in, and so about, 12 hours into our power outage, it struck me that maybe we should unplug the car. And at that point, our battery was pretty much drained. So it's been cozy. It's actually probably a good point to show my little clip of what we did last night. So my husband Cody's parents, Mark and Natalie, are visiting for the holidays right now. We're doing a little early Christmas, and we had absolutely no power yesterday night. So we had candles going, and luckily we heat with wood. But we've talked about it on the Millcast before.
Yep.
I have candles on my Christmas tree, which we haven't lit this year so far, but they were so cozy last night. And I'm here to say the house is still standing.
Very good.
How are you?
I'm good. But when the snowstorm came down, I went up to see how the sheep were doing, and they have a barn. They can actually go into a barn, but there they are out there with 1.5 inches, 2 inches of snow on their backs, and boy, they don't seem to mind one iota. But we are going through the hay. Holy mackerel! We've got a real shortage of hay in the area, and that's our little problem is.
Well, that was it. And did the snowstorm exacerbate it, or was it just?
It's just when I stood up there, I was going, "Oh my God!" They went through that round bale so fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, we were a little worried. There was a couple of branches right up above our sheep that were looking like that. Like every time the wind sort of blew, they would crack a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we were thinking, let's try to get them in what sort of serves as their barn. It's a little shed, but we couldn't even get the gates out because they were so buried with snow. So we just thought, be smart, stay safe.
Right. Yeah. And it wasn't puffy light snow. It was like concrete.
It was like concrete.
Bad.
I felt bad for the animals.
Yeah, I did take a picture the next day that you're going to see. That's just remind you how pretty it is here.
It's so pretty. I mean, that's the thing is it's destructive sometimes, but it is nice to have white, especially with Christmas coming right up. And But yeah, I know hugely grateful for the road crews and the firemen and the
they're still out there. As we're
electrical.
taping this, they are still out there.
We're fingers crossed they get to our roads soon. But again, I think both you and I were doing good comparatively. So we
we have a generator which doesn't do the whole house, but it keeps the refrigerator refrigerating and a couple of lights and a couple of outlets, and it makes a huge difference. And our heater, it keeps the heat going. Yeah. So it's Anyway.
Here we are. We're at the mill, which has power.
Right, but did we say we did close on Friday?
Yeah, we had a snow day. It was a true snow day.
Right, there was no way, the way it was coming down, that we should be in here.
I think when we both woke up, it was looking like maybe, but then it just kept coming down. So we had sort of made the call on Thursday that we're probably going to close. Yeah. And we told Anastatia who was going to be coming in that day, and we weren't going anywhere. So. We were snowed in.
Not much was open.
And in fact, I sent Cody up the hill to get cell service on Sunday to see if the farmer's market was happening.
Right.
Because we don't get any cell service at our house with the power being out and no Wi-Fi. So he marched up. He carefully stepped across 2 down electrical wires, went up the hill and did one of these, and then came back and reported. And I was already, I was like still in my pajamas, so I wasn't really hastening to the market at that point.
So we had no market. The market was closed on Saturday, but it was open on Sunday.
It was, and we both made it.
We both made it, and we had a nice nice crowd that came through.
It was
very holiday feeling.
It was very holiday feeling, and it was really funny to commiserate because I don't think a single person in the market had power. And
That's
I
right,
saw
yeah.
down in the bathroom, I know other people were doing the same thing as I was. We were conserving water at home because we don't really have the pumps working.
Right.
So everyone's like fluffing their hair back, like looking at the mirror. We haven't showered. You probably can't see on this camera, but I still haven't showered in a few days, and it was just a funny funny commiserating, I guess. But we were all there. We were selling our holiday wares to the public, and
there were a lot of neat gift ideas at it was fun. It was fun.
I ended up buying some fire cider. Have you heard of this?
No, but I saw it on the side of the booth. So what is fire cider?
It's like an old. I don't know where it originates, but it was big in like traditional New England, and it's like a tonic that's supposed to cure what ails you, and it's a mixture of like lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, garlic, horseradish, ginger.
So have you been, downing it?
Yes, I have. I've been pouring it in my little schnapps glasses that I got for our Danish Christmas party, and shooting them back, and it's really good. I don't know that maybe it's working.
Maybe.
But they had it at the farmer's market.
Good. So. Good. So the mill has been busy. I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've been doing in the mill. I'm going to start with this lovely. This is a creamy, almost bulky weight. It's Romney with a little Montadale. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. Not as crimpy as others, but just really feels nice. And it's a heavier weight than we've been doing recently. So I really like that. Mm-hmm. This one, there's something really fun with dealing grays. This is a Border Leicester. So Border Leicester does not, we've talked about this before, does not have a lot of crimp. So we had to add some commercial comb top, but you'd never know it looking at it.
That one's a 3-ply. That looks
lovely. This is a 3-ply.
Yeah.
It's lovely. The yarn is very round, and I think the customer is going to be pleased. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Yeah, I love the color of this.
Yeah. There's something about gray yarns.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then the last one, really fun. This is Corriedale, which is, as you guys know, we love Corriedale. And this actually is from a farm that has their Corriedale came from Savage Heart Farm, my farm. That was their starter flock. And they had two different colored, so both were Corriedale. One was sort of a light, sort of cinnamony color, and the other was really dark. And so we spun the light, spun the dark, and then 2-plied it together to get this marled effect, which is really cute.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, and I think it sort of stands out at the market. People remark upon it. We've done this now a few times for different people, and I always love how it comes out.
Right, it's a lot of fun.
And it's so nice and fluffy because it's Corriedale.
A lot of crimp, of crimp. Yeah, so that's just some of the things we've been doing in the mill.
For custom processing.
Yeah, for custom processing.
And for our own lines, should I start with the roving or the yarn?
Start with the roving. The roving's so cool.
Okay, well, I'll start with this one.
And you know what? We'll include a picture of before. I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
From dyed.
So guys, I actually dyed this week a little bit, which is really rare for me. Normally, with our whole childcare setup, I'm like here in the evenings and I don't do dyeing, as I think we've referred to in the past. But this week, my husband is using up some of his vacation days, so I've been in a little bit more during the daytime, so I got to do some dyeing, and I'll show you 2 things that I dyed I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, this is
our Montadale and Cheviot. It's going to become yarn. Right now it's pin drafted roving, and thanks to your recommendation, we went with a rusty color for our next colorway. So I had fun playing scientist with some of our dyes and figuring out what a rust is. And I'm pretty happy with how this came out. It's going to be a little more vibrant than I was planning on. But we'll see how it spins up.
But you know what? It's going to darken a little bit.
It'll darken a little bit. So I'm pretty happy with this. It'll, I think, look lovely with the others in the line.
Absolutely.
And
I love this next one you're going to show.
Me too.
It's really...
So I set out, it was me and Anastatia in the mill that day, and I said, after being the one to say no more new colors.
Yeah, this just cracked me up.
I was like, okay, so what am I gonna do? And I was looking at our colors, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do something new. And so I was thinking, we need a good green. And so I was gonna go for like a foresty green, because we've got a few greens, but nothing that I'm super in love with at the moment. And then I just was pulling greens from the shelf, doing little tests, and I can show a picture.
We've got some good greens.
We do now. We've got like a lot of new dyes to play with. Anyways, I end up finding myself looking at the fluorescent orange and thinking, I must put this in there too. So it's going to be a funky one, but I'm really excited about it. Here it is in the pin drafted roving, and the other ply is slightly different, but we've got some really, really fantastic
look at
oranges
that.
amongst some greens, and then the other ply is just a little bit less saturated than this, so it should mute it out a little bit, but it turned out sort of exactly as I'd hoped.
Yeah, you've got blue greens, you've got yellow greens. It's going to be
like foresty
really neat.
greens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And I don't know what went on at the end of the dye pot. There's going to be a couple skeins that just have some fuchsia in them. It'll be fun.
That's good.
Yeah. So and then we've got some yarn as well.
Yeah.
So we restocked on Alpenglow. This one was again our customer suggested doing a teal and peach, and so we did. And this sold out pretty immediately through the Fiber Festival of New England, and so we just needed a restock, and already we've got a few orders in for it, so I think this one's going to stick around for a while. And then we've got Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah,
so
this is cute.
I think this one is so cute, and I think the dye recipe was tweaked just a hair this time, so this is sort of a V2 on Pumpkin Patch. This one's lovely. I could see this knitting up really nicely, like with something dark brown.
Dark brown or that blue. The Montevideo blue would look
beautiful.
really pretty.
So that's what we've been up to.
Yeah.
Keeping the wheels turning, even in a snow day week.
So we have been busy, and I began to think, because we've been giving tours of the mill of, show you this piece of equipment and that piece of equipment, and I don't know why, I just thought, but that doesn't really give you a sense of what it's like. So I thought I was going to do a lot of pictures to give you, a day in the life of the mill. Well, by noon on this day that I started taking pictures, I was like, all right, we've got enough of it already. So we're going to show you a little clip that I'm calling One Morning in the Mill. You had not gotten in yet, and Todd wasn't in. So it was, Vicky was here dyeing, and Anastasia and myself, and we got a lot done.
It looks like it.
Yeah, as this video will show you. So, you are now starring in a video. That was a lot. We got a lot done that morning.
I know, that was a good day. Yeah.
Yes, it
we
just
have a
so
good routine.
happens Anastasia's here today. Normally not on Mondays when we film, so we thought since Peggy put together this video of a morning in the life of the mill, we said last minute, Anastasia, you're here today. Do you want to join us on our Millcast?
Yeah, come on the Millcast.
Come on the Millcast.
So she was just in back getting ready to dye some more beautiful yarn. What are you working on dyeing?
I'm actually doing more in the clearing, which we're about to talk about in a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's been a popular one.
Yeah, what's your favorite thing to do in the mill?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I like the spinner. Yeah, I think that working the spinner is my favorite machine because you're just really focused. It's kind of where the magic happens from roving to yarn. It's that moment.
Yeah.
And it usually goes pretty well.
Yeah, it
And
usually does.
It does,
Yeah.
and it's pretty exciting to do the transformation.
Yes, yeah. But every machine is special in its own way, and yeah, it's really cool to get to work with them.
Yeah, and not many problems. The spinner actually technically hasn't really given us any issues.
No, yeah, and I think
Knock on metal.
Yeah, yeah. You say that now.
I know.
We have something coming up this afternoon.
Yeah, this morning Anastasia was working on spinning some singles for, let's see, what is it? It says brown and white yarn, and it's purely heather gray right now.
Yeah. It's a border Leicester that has a little bit of comb top in it. That it's really lovely.
Yes, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of 800 grist 3-ply recently, so I'm really falling in love with that weight.
Yeah, 800. So that means yards per pound. So we should do a deep dive on grist at some point in the future. But that's sort of how we in mill speak talk about like the thickness of the yarn that we're making, and it kind of varies breed by breed. So this is like a nice medium weight 3-ply, which will be beautiful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about challenges in the mill? What's been your most?
Well, I would say that we probably would all agree that the carder can be the most challenging.
When it jams,
then everything has to stop. You have to go under the machine. I'm sure you guys have talked about it on the Millcast.
Yeah, briefly, and we did mention that it does tend to be you and Todd that get a lot of time up close and personal.
Getting the fuzzy end of the lollipop for sure.
And also it's pretty cold outside this time of year for dyeing. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. We spend very little time in comfortable weather here. It goes from really too hot in the summer, and now we're out working.
Yeah, but
outside.
I was cooking this morning. First of all, it looks like a meth lab, I think, and you get the strangest looks. The guy was plowing.
Well, because you can't see us till you're right next to us, coming around the corner.
And the guy's doing the plowing, and he's doing this double take because I've got the 2 canisters with the propane.
We'll put a picture up.
And but it was cold outside, but you're cooking, so you've got the heat there. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you've been with us almost a year, so thank you for joining our little team. And
well, thank you guys. Best job ever. I'm sure our viewers would agree that
she's not biased at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot done.
And you brought some fabulous mittens with.
Yeah, what you've been knitting?
Yeah. So I'm mostly a weaver, but with kind of working here, I've gotten back into knitting. I learned to knit as a kid, and this was a project that I've been working on for the last month or so. Some
Cute.
Color work mittens. This was actually my first time ever doing color work, but
it looks
nicely done.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a cool new technique to learn, and I had dyed this in the clearing yarn for the mill, and you
brought the roving as well.
Yes,
yeah, so you really see it from
in a couple forms. We have the roving, the yarn,
and then the finished product.
Cool.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy gratifying to knit with stuff you've made?
It's wild.
It really is. It's hard
really
to explain,
wild.
But
And we should have Anastasia back sometime to talk about her blanket project.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
But just
she's
real
quite
quick,
the weaver.
do you want to give a little storytelling about that? That was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. So I said I mostly weave, and I was taking a class up at the Marshfield School of Weaving in northern Vermont, and so I found some wool up in Vermont, and I brought it here. Peggy and Amanda very graciously let me come in on the weekends, and I processed it and made it into a wool blanket. So maybe we'll do maybe I'll bring it in
Yeah,
sometime.
calling it a wool blanket, it just so underrates
Yeah.
what it's
It's
extraordinary.
amazing.
Well,
Yeah, it's
on
so
another,
cool.
we'll have you back on a Millcast and show the whole
I have
blanket.
to finish hemming it first.
Have you
but-
connected the two pieces?
I've connected them,
Oh,
but I still
wow.
have to hem it because it is like for a queen size bed, so it is pretty large.
Yeah, it's not a little throw. It's
No.
big. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. Well, awesome. And these mittens are super cute. But you had an interesting technique with these to get the colors to change. Do you want to just talk about that? a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit?
so I started, as you can kind of see, I started with this mitten, and I was knitting up, and I was like, wait a second, I don't want only a yellow mitten.
Yep.
So I kind of moved through the skein to find the changes to
Yeah.
make the gradient go a little bit faster, and just to match them, I did kind of a similar thing on the second one. So
Yeah.
that
Right,
the
you
first
went opposite,
motif
yeah.
is mostly one color, and then it goes into a quicker transition. So that was a cool learning moment for me for how to work with.
What's the gray that
color.
you used there?
The gray is the mohair that we
nice.
have here, but it could really be
Yeah.
any gray.
Very nice. Oh, they feel, that's,
It's
yeah.
the
It's
warm.
very warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I would
nice.
say they're now my warmest mittens. With those 2 layers with the
Yeah.
color work, you
Right.
really get a lot
Yeah.
of warmth
It's
there.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. Cuts the wind down.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what are you working on, Amanda?
I am getting there with my
Chapter 44.
stocking.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, cool.
It is now, like, I finished with all of my short rows, and my next section is to continue on with the cuff. So basically this pattern starts with one, as you've seen last time, you start with this side of the heel, it's knit flat, and you're just doing a lot of short rows, and then you keep going until you hit this heel, and then you use a Kitchener stitch to
Yeah,
seam
nicely
it.
done.
Yeah, so you can't see it at all now. So I have to close up this toe, which I need to YouTube a little bit about
Okay.
how to do it, and she recommends, this is the Anna Walton's Lindell Holiday Stocking. And then with the top part, I have to basically, what do you call it? Where you
You got to pick up the
pick up the
stitches.
stitches, and then there's a whole lot of stuff I've never done before.
The Latvian braid will be in there a
Yeah.
few
Oh,
times,
wow.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason it is at a standstill is I don't have internet at my house.
Oh.
So as a modern knitter with a reliance on YouTube, I'm stuck.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So what I'm knitting is a shawl, cowl, wrap. It's massive. There was a person who came in and did this in our stick season, and it was kind of mellow colored, and I was like, I wonder what it would look like if I used something vibrant.
Wow.
So this is with the purple Montverdale and World's Fair, and you can see
cool.
how
So cool.
it changes.
Yeah,
And I've blocked it.
it looks lovely.
Yeah,
that's
and I
super
guess
fun.
I mean
Oh, nice. Yeah.
lots
oh,
of
yeah.
layers there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the lace on it looks
Cool.
really nice.
Oh yeah, especially in the purple. That's very cool.
Yeah, a little bit of the lace accent.
Yeah, so this
But-
will be a Junction Fiber Mill original pattern.
Yeah.
And I actually did get a little time to work on that during the
Yeah.
blackout, so it might be up at some point in the
Okay.
near-ish future.
It's very easy, and it's you're just back and forth. So
Yeah, so it's just one skein of solid and
right,
or
so
two, sorry, two.
yeah, it's 2 skeins of
Okay.
both.
Okay.
It's a lot of fiber, but it moved along, and it was really fun to see the colors changing through.
It looks great.
Yeah, so I'm pleased.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So we head into Christmas.
Oh yeah, we're closed next week.
Yeah.
So if you're
We're
seeing
taking
this,
a break.
Yeah, we're taking a break. If you're seeing this the week before Christmas, what's the date? The week of the 19th. We're still open for retail hours,
Right.
Tuesday to Friday from 1 to 4, and then we're closed until the new year.
Yeah, and what are you doing on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to Mexico City.
Wow.
Not trying to make anyone jealous.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the snow.
Really?
Yeah.
You got hit with the snow and said, "I'm out."
I'm
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I
yeah,
think you're gonna have a great
one day
time.
of power, and I gotta leave Vermont.
Yeah. That's boy. Have a fabulous time.
Thank you.
I'm not going anywhere.
Me neither.
But you know what? It'll be fun to do the projects that you don't do because you're doing the mill. So
Yeah.
it'll be great.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, we'll see you in 2023 on the other side. Have great holidays yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.